and welcome to the Fanfiction Book Club podcast, a weekly podcast that explores the good, the bad, and the cringy of fanfiction, hosted by me, SG, and my lovely co-host, Poppy.
Hi.
Tstan.
Hello.
And Ollie.
Hey.
Every month, we scour the internet to bring you 4 different fanfic reads, and our theme this month is Star Wars. Check out our website at fanfictionbookclub.com or follow us on Twitter and Instagram at fanfictionados for the full lineup of stories for the month and to connect with us on the web. So, guys, the pick this week was mine, and I think I found a pretty good one. The story is called To Turn to the Dark Side, Press 3 by Frodogenic. I don't know if they're a...
Best name.
That's a really good name. That's a Lord of the Rings reference, right?
Yeah. But they haven't done any Lord of the Rings stories, so I'm disappointed.
What?
No, they don't have any Lord of the Rings stuff on their profile.
Oh, they're just like a closet fan. Or maybe they just thought this was the best pun name on the planet. I don't know. But
it is. They're right.
That is peak naming right there. So the story is Turn to the Dark Side, Press 3 by Frodogenic on Archive of Our Own. My favorite place to look for stories. The rating is general audiences, so no chance of any MR X-rated things happening like some of the last picks. The fandoms this represents are Star Wars, all media types, Star Wars prequel trilogy, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars Clone Wars, all media types, Star Wars Clone Wars 2008, all media types. So this is a prequel story, I've gathered, from the context of the story and Tristan and Poppy's comments. And their relationships are Padme Amidala, Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, characters Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Padme Amidala, Yoda, Sheev Palpatine, Darth Sidious, I didn't know that was a person, and Mace Windu, which I just learned last week is Samuel L. Jackson with the purple lightsaber. Additional tags, dark comedy, comedy of errors. If anything will turn you to the dark side, it's HMOs. The real reason Anakin flipped, hold music sucks. The story was published in 2017, and it is a little over 13,000 words, and there are 5 chapters. And the summary is, Anakin Skywalker discovers that the worst part about losing his arm is trying to convince the Republic Health Insurance Agency to pay for it. If you've ever had to deal with an automated phone menu, this short story is dedicated to you. (close parentheses). Which is a smiley face. So yeah, so...
Why'd you say (close parentheses)?
Well, because that's what it is.
That's really fun.
That is the proper character name, is (close parentheses).
You are not wrong.
I am not wrong. Like we established last week, I know next to nothing about Star Wars. I learned a teeny bit last week, and so while I was looking for stories, I really struggled to find one that resonated with me. And at first I was looking at coffee shop romance stories because that's an AU that I enjoy in any fandom, but all of them were extremely cheesy, so I didn't pick any of those. And then I saw another story about Anakin Skywalker was in a dance studio and Yoda was his ballet instructor, which I thought would be funny, but it was oddly more serious than I thought it would be, and I thought, oh gosh, this is going to be a snooze fest. And then I happened upon this little gem about Anakin Skywalker. This author's thing is that the thing that pushed Anakin Skywalker over to the dark side was how much pain he went through dealing with his healthcare when he lost his arm. So pretty much what this story goes through is just Anakin dealing with losing his arm, and then the Republic Health Insurance Agency just being a total pain in the neck to deal with to get his bill paid. And so it goes on for a couple of years, but yeah, so that's generally it. It's really funny. I really enjoyed it. It's like right up my alley and my kind of humor. And it's relatable. I mean, this is like an extreme scenario, but anyone who's had to deal with getting a healthcare bill paid or trying to find out if something that you thought was covered under your healthcare apparently isn't covered under your healthcare, and then trying to like petition to get that thing covered by your healthcare and all the paperwork and the people calling involved in that. If you've ever had to deal with that, this is like so relatable in a way. The story starts out in chapter 1, and Anakin just got married, and the story starts out with him waking up on Naboo, and he's like laying in bed, and he feels something like digging into the back of his head, and it's his prosthetic limb. And he's like, oh gosh, yeah, I have this prosthetic limb now. Life's gonna be kind of different. Just like more annoying things in life that happen. And then later that day, he's making breakfast, and he gets a medical insurance bill in the mail for his prosthetic arm, and it's 13,000 credits. And the reason he has to pay is because apparently the order's insurance doesn't cover Sith Lords. And he's like, what? I fought for my, I don't know, is it country, planet, whatever? I don't know the scope of wars in Star Wars.
The Jedi.
The Jedi. I fought for the Jedi. This is ridiculous. So he tries to call his insurance company, and then like every customer service system in the world, they give him this like runaround. Like he starts calling, and he thinks he gets a person, but it's actually just like a hologram with a pre-programmed menu. And he's trying to like go through the menu, and then he says the wrong thing at one point, and it takes him to a weird spot. And then he actually gets a person after a bit, but the person says, please hold. And then he's like put on hold for an hour. And then he has to go out on assignment. So he has to just kind of put that on hold. And so this is like the start of his problem. And then he goes out on assignment. And while he's out fighting, I don't know, can you guys give like more context to what's going on in the main story while all of this is happening? Or does it hit like story beats of main stories that Anakin's in?
It kind of covers, so when he's being sent on these assignments, that's Clone Wars.
Okay.
But the Naboo and then back to everything after he's done dealing with the insurance is part of the movie.
Okay, everything after the insurance.
Not exactly, but it's, you know,
kind of in that realm. Okay. Because I don't know, like, I just made notes of, like, he went on assignment, and that was, like, him out doing whatever he's doing when he's not at home.
Yeah, the assignments are all Clone Wars.
Okay. So he's out living his best Clone Wars life, and then and while he's out living his best Clone Wars life, there are bots that are dropping off mail to him for his insurance bills. And there's other bots or drones. And then droids, whatever. Robot thingies. And there's other droids that are threatening legal action. And so he's like trying to avoid them while he's out on assignments, and he's like shooting them down and whatnot, which like adds to his problems. And then he finds out somehow that I don't know if he was talking to Obi-Wan or somebody, but they said he could file a petition potentially to get his bill paid. So he tries to do that. And in the next chapter, chapter 3, he's woken up in the middle of the night and arrested for insurance fraud and failure to pay his bill, because I guess he filled out his petition form wrong. And then he has to like prep for a hearing because he owes all this money to the insurance company. And then right before this hearing happens, he has to go out on another assignment that takes him away for 2 years. This is like 2 years that he hasn't paid his insurance bill. And then this 2 years later, he comes back to wherever he lives. I don't know the settings or the people. and he has to deliver a letter to the council, and he runs into Palpatine while he's running that letter, and then he tells Palpatine about his insurance issues, and the Chancellor admits that he too also has an insurance bill that he's been like fighting with the like Republic Insurance or whatever on for a while. So they kind of like bond over that for a minute. And then some things happen. He has to go out on assignment again. He comes back. He's like been going through this process of like trying to fill out his petition. And then he finally filled it out successfully and doesn't have to potentially go to another court hearing. And he receives a response from the insurance company to his petition. And they said his petition wasn't accepted because they don't cover Sith Lords. And he's like, I'm not a Sith Lord. Why won't you cover me? And he's really frustrated that this has gone on for like 2.5 years now, this fight over his insurance bill. And then he gets angry and like goes ham on his insurance representative. And then they have this exchange. And it's a passage from chapter 4, and I'll read it to you. Anakin is fighting with the insurance agent, and then the insurance agent says, "That's an expensive premium service, sir. Since there haven't been any Sith Lords around for several hundred years, the Order dropped it to cut costs. You know how difficult the Senate Budget Committee can be." She scrolled down her screen. "Oh, and also, you didn't see a certified care provider. You should have gone to Dr. Tori on Collarbra." "Hold on just a scurthing second," Anakin screeched. "I was treated by an army medic in a war zone. I was 6 systems away." "Yeah, I realize that, sir, but we weren't affiliated with the Grand Army of the Republic Medical Corps at that time. According to your file, your injury occurred 2 days before war was declared, which means our Time War policies were not in effect, and even if they were, you're still not covered for Sith Lords." So it's just like the bureaucracy of insurance companies, and not even Jedi can get their bills covered.
Yeah, I like that it was like he was so obsessed with the fact that he's not a Sith Lord.
Yes.
When the actual policy is injury by a Sith Lord.
Yes. Yeah. And so after that whole exchange, it's cleared up that is like the actual thing. It's like, if a Sith Lord did it, we're not covering it. After that happens, he gets called off to a giant space battle. The insurance business is kind of like messing with his mind. So he's like out at war, and he's like thinking about when he can try and drop by the insurance office and like fight about this a bit more. And then you find out that his wife is pregnant with a baby at the same time that he's in this final space battle. And then Anakin gets back home, and Obi-Wan suggests that he try petitioning the council about his bill versus just going straight to the insurance company. And then they say that their budgets can't cover the expenses, and that's a really funny chapter that you should read. And in it, Yoda talks about how he had like some sort of heart surgery or something, and he still hasn't paid it off for the insurance company. It has been like 500 years or something like that. They're still after him for it. And then Anakin gets arrested again once he gets back from that council meeting. And then Chancellor Palpatine bails him out, and he offers to pay his bill. And then Anakin's like, well, I'll think about it. And then some political stuff happens, and then Anakin has to spy on Palpatine. And then I guess the Jedi versus the Republic stuff comes to a head or something like that.
I'll help you here.
Yeah, help
Palpatine
me.
is a Sith Lord.
Yes. Which is bad.
It's really just Jedi versus Palpatine.
Okay. So they find out Palpatine's a Sith Lord. The leaders of the Republic are being arrested. And Anakin, when he finds out that Palpatine's a Sith Lord, he wonders how Palpatine convinced the health organization to cover him as he was being a Sith Lord for all of these years. And then Anakin thinks, if we can save this guy, maybe he can help me with my insurance bill. And so this is another passage from the story that I'm going to read. And this is the kind of standoff in Palpatine's office where the Chancellor and Samuel L. Jackson, whose character I forgot, Mace Windu, where him and Mace Windu are facing off against Anakin, facing off against Palpatine. The scene of devastation that met him in the Chancellor's office defied description. The corpses of 3 slain Jedi Masters decorated the carpet, the great glass window was gone, and the beautiful sculptures were in ruins. And what was worse, Mace had the Chancellor cowering at the point of his abominable purple lightsaber. "You have lost," Windu was shouting. "Anakin," Palpatine wailed. "I told you it would come to this. The Jedi are plotting to take over." "The oppression of the Sith will never return," Windu roared. Palpatine snarled a retort and let loose a burst of blue lightning from his fingers. Anakin watched in horror as Windu slowly turned the lightning back against him, melting the Chancellor's face. It looked like a scene from the 3rd act of the Sith Wars. The Chancellor was faltering. "I'm too weak. Help me, Anakin." "You can't kill him, Master," Anakin yelled desperately. He must stand trial." "He controls the courts in the Senate," Mace objected. "I'm going to end this." Anakin panicked. It's not the Jedi way," he tried, hardly believing his own audacity in saying such a thing to Mace Windu. Mace swung his blade. "No," Anakin screeched. "I need him to pay my insurance bill." Anakin protects Palpatine and kills Mace, and then he's, like, questioning his decision for doing that. And then the Chancellor goes, "You're fulfilling your destiny, Anakin," soothed the Chancellor. "Become my apprentice. Learn the ways of the dark side, and together we will destroy RHIA, which is the Republic healthcare system, and reform the galactic government health insurance system. And of course," he added as an afterthought, "we'll save your dear Padme too. I'm sure I can rediscover the secret of cheating death and creating life in no time at all." Anakin collapsed to his knees, profound hope surging through each vein. "I'll do whatever you ask. Just get rid of RHIA. And so the story like moves on a little bit from there. Kind of post everything happening, the Empire is establishing themselves. Anakin's wife passes. Anakin and Palpatine are having a conversation in their established empire, and then Palpatine lets him know that the RHIA, the existing healthcare system, has been abolished. So his $13K that he owed, that is totally gone. He doesn't have to pay that anymore. But Palpatine also said that he had to start a new healthcare system because the Galactic Empire needed infrastructure and they needed a healthcare system for everybody. And apparently that healthcare system doesn't cover reckless endangerment. And so in one of these final battles, Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi had a really big fight, and Anakin was really hurt by it. And so his life support system that he is on is over the maximum allowable cost in the Galactic Empire healthcare system, and he now owes 1.3 million credits to the Galactic Empire healthcare system. So that's how the story ended, and I thought it was just no, it was just like a total comedy of errors, and the story reminded me of those like offbeat indie films where the main character is like so set on fixing something and every possible thing goes wrong, and they do something questionable to fix their situation, and then something even worse like comes up at the end. And I really enjoy those kinds of stories, and being able to find that in a Star Wars universe that I could enjoy and that was funny. It was good. I was entertained.
I just want to say, I love your description of, so I guess Anakin and Obi-Wan had a fight and it hurt Anakin real badly. Yeah, it's only the major turning point.
He literally
of his
cuts
entire
off,
character.
Anakin has 3 limbs at this point. Obi-Wan cuts off all 3 of them, and then he gets set on fire. Like, that's a fight.
It's just like, they have a big fight, Yeah, I mean, because I enjoyed the healthcare wars part of it All of the little bits where he was out on assignment and stuff, I kind of skimmed through. I don't know that series. I'm not hip with all the knowledge of that canon story, so yeah.
Yeah, I find myself kind of skimming through them, like I don't know who these people are or why this is happening, but it is.
Yeah. Kitty.
I'm trying to get her to be quiet, and she's not.
Hello?
That was good. That was good pause for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I picked up this story and I read the first chapter and I was like, oh my god, this is 5 chapters of a freaking insurance battle? Are you kidding me? I was like, this is gonna be so boring, but then I ended up enjoying it by the end. But I just the first chapter, I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it has a little bit of setup, but I thought that his first phone call was pretty funny because he was really he was really frustrated trying to get a hold of them and just even finding the right person.
Yeah. And I just thought it was going to be 5 chapters of him just being
on the phone
upset at the insurance agent, but I liked that that was the reason that he became
I know, right?
I mean, it would push anyone to the edge.
I know. I know, just dealing with customer service, not even necessarily just for insurance. Because I've had to call the phone company before about a bill thing. You guys double billed me. And even that, I need to get in a Zen meditation mode. Because I know I'm going to be transferred to 3 people and have to re-explain what I'm talking about and then ask for a manager. And then they'll try and upsell me on something.
Yeah, I think we've all been on a phone call, over half an hour being on hold.
Yes.
Or going through the automated messages of press 1 if you are this, press 2 if you are that. It keeps going on.
Yes.
Definitely have that irritation many a time.
And then a little fun fact, according to Palpatine, Darth Vader is an ancient language for he who outmaneuvers many HMOs, which is HMO short for Health Maintenance Organizations. And they're a type of insurance company that has their unit of people. So you have to stay in that specific network and list of people or else they just don't cover anything. So they're the worst kind of insurance to deal with.
Only you could have picked a story because only you know that.
I know. I'm I'm just a nerd about a lot of different things, and our healthcare system in America is insane. So understanding all the little rules and nuances and the different types of insurance and all of that, I try to keep up with so I don't end up paying more than I have to for something.
That's good.
It's either this or Luke Skywalker being an accountant. So
I know, right? Or Anakin being a ballet dancer. I should send you guys that story because the opening line for it is actually hilarious. But as I was reading it, it was oh, this kind of gets boring. But yeah, I think this one was a good length and it stayed entertaining all the way through. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So let's move on to discuss the plot and the setting. So in terms of setting, I don't know where any of these places are, so I just imagined him in a city.
Yeah, pretty much. Just a city, but the cars fly instead of drive. That's pretty
good. Yeah. And then the plot, I think it was pretty good. I think it had a beginning, middle, and end that escalated into insanity, which I always appreciate in a crack story. So, yeah. What about you guys?
I mean, I agree. I kind of know what Coruscant looks like, so it's not impossible.
Uh-huh.
For me, it's a fancy city with flying cars.
Which could also describe Fifth Element.
Yeah. It's a dirtier version of Fifth Element.
Okay.
I don't know, the Fifth Element's pretty dirty.
I know, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'll be honest, haven't seen Fifth Element.
Ooh.
Stan. We gotta see
You
it.
need to.
Yeah. Wasn't that one of Mila Jovovich's first
Yeah, I think
roles?
So. One of them, maybe.
She's the Resident Evil chick. Not the games, the movies.
Which
Yes.
none of these people will understand because we had this conversation off podcast.
Well, we had a conversation and I said that I love the Resident Evil movies and I also love the Resident Evil games, even though they're completely separate entities. And Tristan was just amazed that I hadn't watched Star Wars, but that I have consumed all of that content. But I like Mila. She's my girl. One of my many girls.
Yeah, girl.
Floating cars.
Yeah, girl.
So the setting was fine. And I liked that they did go back to him being Vader. I wasn't sure if they were going to, because like the whole point of the beginning was, I'm not a Sith Lord, and then surprise.
He's a Sith Lord and he embraces it.
Yeah. I just thought that they were gonna end it before Darth Vader or something. But I was pleasantly surprised by the ending.
Yeah, I think that was a good way to end it.
Fun fact, so in the movie, the real reason why he says no is because Palpatine tells him that his wife is dead. So
I know, I liked how this story kind of glossed over his wife having a child and then his wife dying.
Yeah.
And his insurance bill was like the main thing that pushed him over the edge.
Yeah, and that's Leia and Luke. Full circle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Full circle from we were talking about last week. So let's move on to characters. What did you guys think of the characterization and all the characters that were in the story?
I think that if Anakin Skywalker actually had to deal with an insurance thing, this is exactly how he would handle it.
Oh, that's good to know.
I will add on to that saying that this is exactly his personality in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's good.
Like, that's exactly what he's like.
I was thoroughly entertained by his character in this story.
Yeah.
I'm just partial to Yoda anyway because he's tiny and green and adorable. But I loved his little bit that he had in the story too, like just talking about the Jedi Council insurance and budgeting and like all of that stuff. Like, oh, Yoda has to deal with like clerical tasks as well as teaching young Jedi. It's cute.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I was wondering if all the characters were like how they were in like the movies. It sounds like they were.
Yeah,
sure if they're just like, oh, they're making their own characters, making them do silly things, and
yeah, no, they were pretty true to the characters.
Yeah.
So like, what other characters were there? So there was Palpatine.
There was Padme and Obi-Wan.
mm-hmm.
Oh, and then Padme.
Padme was just kind of there in this
Yeah,
story.
she didn't really do much. She just kind of showed that he had somewhat of a personal life outside of dealing with his medical bills when he's not off doing Clone Wars things.
Oh gosh, I just looked up Palpatine and what he looks like. Oh god,
Yeah, it's not great.
what a face!
That face, though.
So Palpatine is known as Darth Sidious?
Yeah!
Is that
You just
the
read that at the top.
I know, but I don't know that I've ever heard that name in the... Well, I guess I've never really watched the movies, but that name hasn't come up for me. Is Darth
the title?
Is that a Sith Lord title?
Yes.
Oh. I thought it was like, okay.
So Ollie would be Darth Ollie?
Darth Ollie.
Oh, Darth Vegan. She'd be Darth Vegan.
Darth
Well,
That's ominous.
There was a meme on Facebook for a while where it's your first name backwards.
Elo. Darth Elo.
Darth Elo.
Darth.
Sounds silly.
I'd be Darth Epop.
It's like some alien creature.
It's like an Ewok, but Epop.
Epop.
I'd be Dark Gis.
Yes.
Or Dark GS.
And you'd be Dark Nat.
Aston.
Naston. Darth Naston.
Darth Nasty.
Yeah, but I mean, Anakin Skywalker didn't have Vader anywhere in his name. Like,
I know.
No. Like I was saying, it's just a Facebook meme.
yeah, but no,
It's
I mean,
not
like,
real.
like, so I don't remember exactly what Vader actually meant. I'm pretty sure, according to Pitch Perfect, Vader means father in German, so his name is Father.
Dark Father.
Yeah, no,
At that point,
that's real.
Did he know his kids survived?
No.
His
No.
wife?
No.
And how would he know to be a father?
Because, no.
Because George Lucas has no subtlety when he's writing his stories.
Unless you don't know German.
Yeah.
That was the whole point. Was that the Luke, I am your father, was they didn't tell anyone on set. They dubbed it afterwards.
Oh.
So that no one would know and no one would be able to spill it. So Darth Vader, Darth Father, he named them that on purpose.
Yeah.
No one got it until afterwards.
Very subtle.
Except for the Germans.
Yeah, Germans got it.
Germans like, aha, I get
They were
it.
in on it.
They knew.
This section on the Star Wars fandom wiki, not Wikipedia, a different one, about this part of the story of the movies, where Anakin is slowly trusting Palpatine more, is literally titled "The Seduction of Anakin Skywalker."
The seduction.
And it's got a picture of Palpatine and Anakin sitting next to each other. And all I can think is like, ew.
All I can think is, he's gonna pay his healthcare bill. Does he have the awkward hand on his shoulder? Or on his arm thing?
No, just an intense stare.
Tense staring. So that's characters.
The only thing missing in that was just a...
So then, writing. What did you guys think of the writing for this one?
It was fine. I thought it was a little lengthy at times where it just kept going on.
Do you mean like a paragraph structure or just topic or?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
So I think I'm so used to just like having a lot of backstory and there's a lot of like dialogue happening too. Which isn't a bad thing. I don't know. I don't have too much comment. I think it flowed pretty well.
Yeah.
But I think I just had a lot of confusion because I didn't know who was who. What was going on, like the backstory to certain things. So maybe that's, I don't know.
I just, for this story, I literally just paid attention to the A plot. B plot meant nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I just kind of I stored certain information away because I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe I'll look that up later.
Yeah.
This fandom is a good, like, transition fandom for me, like, into, because the last 3 fandoms, I knew quite a bit about them, but this one, I kind of know about it. I don't know a lot about the prequels because I've only seen them once, so, like, if next time we do, like, I don't know, Dragon Age or something, I know nothing about that, it's gonna be a good, like, decline in my fandom knowledge.
I am so hyped for Dragon Age.
Go downhill from here.
We can fix that. It'll just take 20 hours.
Poppy, we can play through Origins together. I think that'd be fun. I can let you make all the decisions.
Oh, is it on a computer?
Yeah.
Oh, darn it.
What, were you going to find an excuse not to play a 50-hour RPG with me?
Sorry.
Fine. But, yeah, I really liked the writing. It was easy for me to read and follow, and I enjoyed the dialogue and how they presented the dialogue. Like, there were full conversations, but I think the author did a good job of identifying who was speaking at any given time, so you weren't like confused on who was saying what. I thought it was hilarious. I thought the dialogue was hilarious, and the way that they told the story was really funny. And a lot of the ways that the author described things are like really relatable to dealing with customer service lines on a phone. Yeah, I liked the writing. I thought it was good. What do you, Poppy and Tstan, think?
I honestly, it was really long.
What?
I read it while at work, so I skimmed.
That hurts me.
I know, I'm sorry.
It was pretty long.
Honestly,
the two stories we have coming up were pretty long.
Yes. Yes.
I think it was a little long for the plot of it. Like,
yes.
like this could have easily been like a 1 or 2 shot story, and it would have been fine.
Well, when I first read it, I didn't see that there were more chapters, so I just read the first one. I'm like, oh, that was really good. And then I went back to it, I'm like, oh, there's like 4 more chapters. So I thought it was just like the first chapter. I'm like, oh, that was really great. That was good and nice and simple.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit too long, but yeah.
But what would you cut?
I don't know, most a lot of the freaking insurance stuff.
The middle, yeah.
Like,
I would just condense. Like, I wouldn't really cut anything out.
Yeah, it just needs to be condensed. It doesn't need like so many different things. Like, it just doesn't.
Okay.
He didn't need to be arrested. I think.
Yeah.
That took a lot of time out of it, yeah. Then again, you like insurance more than we do, so.
Yeah.
Was it just like the subject matter was boring?
It was just.
Yeah. Okay.
A little.
I mean, it's
Okay.
healthcare, you know? Like, no one wants to, like, talk about healthcare.
I
Or
want to
maybe
talk
some
about
people
healthcare.
do. SG does.
You.
Okay, I get it. I'm
Aw,
interested
are you
in boring
offended
things.
a little bit?
No, I'm not
Sorry.
offended. Is that all for writing?
Yeah.
Okay. Then how well did they stick to the fandom?
I mean, this
Sounds
was
like they stuck to it.
they
well.
stuck to it well if Anakin had to deal with an insurance thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, all the events happened, so
Mm-hmm.
sure, great.
Yeah. I don't qualify to say how closely they stuck to the fandom. But, I mean, he became Darth Vader at the end of it, so...
There you go.
Oh.
Okay. Did you guys have any other questions or... Not questions, but, like, thoughts that the story sparked or anything?
I just hope that I never have to do that with my insurance.
Yeah, have a 2.5-year battle.
Yeah.
This whole story sounded like hell.
It's very nightmarish. Like, this is what you wake up from. It's like, oh, it's just a dream. There's 52
Let's
comments.
read those comments.
Oh my goodness.
So many.
Somebody wrote a really long comment.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa.
So, Ansor... Oh wait, is this all of them or just the...
Oh my god, this person...
Oh, the story has 52 comments.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
because
overall.
one of these people is doing quotes for each chapter. So they've got,
Freezer
like,
Orca.
Oh, people are pulling quotes.
Yeah.
The Freezer Orca Catla 1 has a lot to say.
They stand.
Oh
It's
my
just
goodness.
pulling quotes, yeah.
Oh, Francis1 said, I hate recorded message, especially when some person dying they to another record.
Yeah.
Jolene said, relax, Anakin. At least you haven't had to call the IRS yet. Now that's some convoluted process.
Here.
And then Frodogenic responded, health insurance is an equal opportunity tormentor. It looks like this Ansor person wrote a lot. Chandlia says, I love this fic. I've had the ff.net version on my Kindle forever, and now I have the new and improved version to import. On a side note, a certain large student loan provider has especially sithy, static-filled hold music. It's like they purposefully designed it to drain already traumatized souls, or at least make you hang up with from the phone in agony and despair. I'm half convinced Kylo Ren had experiences of that kind with Luke's Jedi Academy and the New Republic. Thanks for writing and reposting. So this is on fanfiction.net. And then I Heart the Mingwei said, this made me cry. I work in a pharmacy and spend way too much time on the phone with insurance companies. This was a beautiful representation of the frustration I feel when dealing with insurance. I'm lucky because most of the insurance companies I deal with have great hold music. So the people liked it.
Yeah, people like it.
Okay. I guess we can give this guy a rating. So, what would you guys rate this out of 5?
Lightsabers.
Lightsabers.
Lifesavers.
Or 5 lifesavers if you're into gummies.
This is a tough one. I would give it a 3 out of 5 lightsabers. I really like the unique plot. I like the characters, I like Anakin in here. I just thought it was a little bit lengthy, and obviously I'm a noob and I don't understand all the references or the characters, so there's a lot of confusion on my part. So, with that being said, I give it a 3.
Cool.
It wasn't terrible. It was pretty good.
I also give it a 3. I liked it. It was funny. But I just think it was a little too long.
I'm actually gonna go a little crazy and give it a 3.5. I did like it. It's my fault for waiting till the last minute. I think I would have enjoyed it more if I'd actually taken my time with this. But I do like knowing who these people are. I liked how they did Anakin. I liked Obi-Wan was very good. And I'm a sucker for Padme being like, no, you're gonna sleep on this couch now. Goodbye.
Yeah, she put him in his place.
So 3.5.
Okay. I don't know, guys. I'm teetering between a 3 and a 4. 4 because I really enjoyed the subject matter. Like, anyone who can write fan fiction about dealing with HMOs in a fandom and keep it on brand with that fandom is, to me, very impressive.
Fair.
But at the same time, I don't know enough about Star Wars to like truly appreciate the references and whatnot that are or aren't successfully put in there. I'm not sure. So I think I'll split down the middle and do a 3.5. But yeah, for the HMO stuff and making that a plot point, I haven't seen that before in fan fiction. So maybe a 3 3/4 story for that. So they got a 3.75 from me, which I think might be one of my higher ratings. I think I gave one other story a 4, but yeah, I was
our first 0.75 too.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the verge of a 4. But you guys are right. It could be, they could have pared it down a bit. But I don't know enough about Star Wars to know the best way to have had it pared down. So I just kind of ignored the like B plot parts and just focused on the insurance parts. So
For sure.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Thank you for listening to the Fanfiction Book Club. Our pick this week was To Turn to the Dark Side Press 3 by Frodogenic. You can find this story and more of the author's works on archiveofourown.org. Theme song is Funkorama by Kevin MacLeod. You can find more of Kevin's music on incompetech.filmmusic.io/artist/Kevin-MacLeod. The works discussed on the Fanfiction Book Club are not our own. All characters mentioned belong to their original authors. Until next week!